Total for both 630, number of CTRs 630, number of STRs 33, total amount involved 6,771,227,712.95 centavos. Total amount of inflow 4,425,443,794.69 centavos. Total amount of outflow 1,554,681,310.82 centavos. There are under undetermined inflow or outflow transactions based on our system, but we see transaction movement, so we categorize it as undetermined. So that is 791,102,607.44 centavos.
Just for the record, ED, are the figures accurate? Yes or no?
As of we submitted today, yes.
Are they accurate?
Based on our records, yes.
Madam Chair, wala po yan sa SALN.
Good day po sa lahat, si Fiscal EJ po ito. Maraming nalilito sa isang punto. Kung malinaw na sinabi ng Supreme Court na ang impeachment ay dapat nakabase sa mga ginawa during the current term, bakit hinahalungkat ang bank transactions ni VP Sara all the way back to 2006? That sounds contradictory, right? But legally speaking, it's not. And once you see the distinction, everything starts to make sense. Now, let's ground this in what actually happened. During the hearing of the House Justice Committee on the impeachment complaint, the Anti-Money Laundering Council revealed that bank accounts tied to Vice President Sara and her husband, lawyer Manasseh Carpio, were repeatedly flagged for suspicious and covert transactions from 2006 to 2025, amounting to a total of 6.77 billion pesos. Naturally, maraming nagtatanong, sandali, kung pre-Vice President pa ang ibang transactions, bakit kasama pa yan? Fair question, but here's where the legal nuance comes in. Because in law, there's one distinction you cannot ignore. The limitation mentioned by the Supreme Court applies to the charge, but not to the evidence. The Supreme Court has already clarified, impeachment must be based on acts committed during the current term. So yes, tama. You cannot impeach a public official solely for something they did before assuming office. Pero hindi ibig sabihin ito na bawal nang balikan ang nakaraan. In legal proceedings, it is perfectly normal to examine past conduct if it helps prove that something wrongful is happening now. So hindi siya contradiction. It's actually how evidence works. Now here's where the discussion becomes more precise. Because this entire issue really revolves around one thing, the SALN. Under Republic Act No. 6713, every public official must file a statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth every year. The rule is simple but strict. Hindi mahalaga kung kailan mo nakuha ang asset. Ang mahalaga, na-declare mo ba siya habang nasa pwesto ka? That's the legal obligation. Now let's connect the dots. Even if some of those 6.77 billion peso transactions happened years before she became Vice President, on their own, those are not impeachable acts today. But here's the turning point. If that wealth, or any part of it, is not reflected in her SALNs during her term as Vice President, then the issue is no longer about the past. Nasa present na siya. This is exactly why those 2006 to 2025 bank records matter. Hindi po sila ang charge, they are the evidence. They help answer key questions. Like, saan nanggaling ang pera? Magkano ang total inflow over time? At higit sa lahat, lumabas ba ito sa SALN? Now, important to be clear, the Anti-Money Laundering Council does not declare someone guilty or has committed a crime. A flag is not yet an indication that something illegal is happening. What it does is create a financial timeline, a pattern of transactions that may be unusually large, frequent, or inconsistent with declared income. Kapag kinumpara mo yan sa SALN, doon mo makikita kung may discrepancy. And this ties into a key legal concept, the concept of continuing obligation. The duty to disclose assets doesn't happen once, it happens every year. So kahit matagal mo nang hawak ang yaman, if you fail to declare it today, you are violating the law today. Now to be fair, may argumento rin ang kabilang side. Some are saying this could be a fishing expedition, na baka hinahalungkat lang ang nakaraan without a clear link to a present violation. And legally, that concern is not baseless, because at the end of the day, the burden is still on the prosecution to prove that there is a current impeachable offense, like a false SALN, concealment, or unexplained wealth during her vice presidential term. If they cannot connect the past transactions to a present failure to disclose, then the impeachment complaint becomes weak. So let's simplify everything. Yes, impeachment must be based on acts during the current term. But also yes, past transactions can be examined if they help prove a violation happening now. And the SALN is the bridge that connects the two. So this is not really about mayaman ba siya noon. The real question is much sharper. While serving as vice president, were her disclosures complete, accurate, and truthful? Because if something was not declared now, even if it was acquired years ago, then legally the issue is no longer in the past. It's in the present. And that is exactly what this investigation is trying to establish. So yan lang po ang nais kong ibahagi today, and see you in my next video. Maraming salamat po.